Hello everybody, it's Stico and welcome back to another episode where I play Minecraft. So today I am harvesting some more vines and I'm doing this to make some mossy stone brick blocks because today we're gonna work on this tower some more. I want to make it more like a ruin because right now it's basically looking kind of like a tower that was kind of built like that, and I don't necessarily come back. Come back. There we go. Well, first off, let's make it daytime. Sleep. Sleep, 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 sleep. And we're awake. Okay. So if you look at the tower right now, it kind of looks like that top part is supposed to be intact, but this just looks like it was built crooked. It doesn't look like a ruin too much. And I want to remedy that problem. So that means I'm just gonna punch in some holes, put in mossy blocks, put in stairs, and yeah, so let's get to it. And I did have subjects ready for today to talk about, but I kind of forgot what it was. Oops. Um, what was I gonna talk about again today? Like last time we talked about my what when police tried to find me with stuff that I actually didn't really do, and things like that. We also I also had a cool editing video, which I hope you guys really liked. There's my other. We won't need torches for now. Yeah, which I hope you guys really liked. Um, I also, well, that was it for last episode. That looks a little better. I'm gonna need some actual holes in it, I think. Um, damn, what else was I gonna talk about? I'm lost here. Hmm, strange. One of these maybe? Yeah, why not? I got some holes here. Let's get that block up there. And you, and you. This is bothering me. What was I gonna talk about? Um, right. Yeah. I just looked at my notes for a second. Yes, I have notes now. Yeah, I'm almost professional. How about that? Almost. Can't make that jump. Um, so my dad likes to make his own cheese. Ever since we moved to Sweden, we started making our own cheese because the Swedes don't know how to make cheese. They really don't. It's terrible. Their cheese is like hardened butter. It's tasteless. It's way too young for good cheese, and yeah, it just doesn't cut it compared to Dutch cheese. So my dad went to a farmer in Holland to learn how to make his own cheese, and he learned it, and he's a pretty good cheesemaker. Yeah, it tastes really good. But to make cheese, you need milk, and we found an awesome guy, a farmer near where we live, and he's very yeah, he's just an awesome guy. So we make cheese with his milk. We give him once every while. We give him a piece of our cheese, and we get the milk for free. Now we get way more milk than the cheese that he gives us. Sorry, for the cheese that we give him, we only need like 10 liters of milk, right? But he gives us lots of lots more milk than that, which is awesome. So to repay him a little bit more, we helped him out once. He had his dog for herding his cows, but his dog was getting old and just wasn't getting the job done as good as he did when he was younger anymore. So he asked our help to get his cows out of the stables. And of course we said yes, because we're getting so much free milk from the guy. Um, by the way, we don't only use the milk for cheese, we also make butter, and I drink a lot of milk myself. Um, so yeah, we of course we said yes. We went to help him herd his cows to get his cows out of. Well, these were a bunch of young cows, and these cows were going to what do you say? They're going from one stable to the other, right? Because he has a stable for cows that are growing up and a stable for cows that are actually producing milk. So these young cows needed to go to the stable of the cows that were producing milk, which meant we needed to get them out of their corner of the stables into a um, livestock trailer, and then once we traveled towards the other stable, which is just 10 minutes away or something, um, we had to unload them again. Well, it sounds easy when you say it like that, but young cows aren't used to getting getting directions. They aren't used to being told where to go. With older cows, you just like tell them, okay, go this way, and they'll follow you because yeah, it's they've learned. But these young cows, oh, that was difficult. So they had ropes around their necks and harnesses and stuff, and we were pulling and pushing. Like at one point, me and my dad were pushing the cow from behind, and the farmer was pulling the rope from the front, and the cows weren't budging or taking the wrong turns and stuff, and it was really difficult, but funny as well. Um, so at one point, it was my turn to pull a cow along, and my dad and the farmer were pushing the cow. And this one was particularly stubborn. It was a really stubborn cow. Man, we were pushing and pulling at the same time, and it just wouldn't move. And you can't imagine the strength of these things. Like, it might have been a young cow, not fully grown, but the three of us weren't able to move it. It's just, yeah, it's bad. If one of those things doesn't want to move, it's not gonna move. But yeah, so my dad and the farmer were pushing. I was pulling on the rope, and I don't know what happened, but suddenly the young cow decided to go forward, full speed ahead. And there was a slight problem with that idea because I was kind of in his way. Yeah. Guess what happened next? The cow took me on his horns and thought, you know what? I'm gonna squish Stico between my horns and that wall. Yes, the cow took me on his horns and rammed me hard against the wall. And um, yeah, that was really interesting. Now, luckily, his horns kind of hits the wall before I did. The gap between his horns and the wall was big enough for my torso, so I actually didn't get hurt, and I was really lucky. Um, but my dad and the farmer were like, "Oh, are you okay? Are you okay?" But yeah, I didn't have a problem. I was really lucky. Got that small little gap between the horns and the wall was enough for me to fit into, and I actually was laughing a bit. I did get the wind knocked out of me because of me being thrown against the wall, as you would. Like, big guy if you don't get the wind knocked out of you with that one. But I was laughing. It was just funny to me that that happened. So I think that was yeah, was a fun thing happened. And after that we pushed the cow away from me and we pushed it back into the trailer with still some difficulty, but not too much problems. And it was a really fun experience. Some people might not think of as being thrown around by a cow on his horns into a wall as a fun experience, but I'm strange. I'm just a kid, a little bit special, I think. But yeah, that's what happens when you get your milk for free, I guess. uh, and yeah, we really like doing these kinds of things. Like I grow have grown up in a city, and um, in in city life you just don't these things don't happen to you, and it's just sad, I think, because I really think sitting behind a computer is awesome and it's good fun, but being able to experience these kinds of things is just so much fun. It's yeah, I don't know. It always makes you have good memories afterwards. And do think that this side is looking much more like ruins now. It's looking like it's actually, yeah, a nice fallen over piece of tower up there. I might still take away some more blocks, but first let me go and sleep a little bit. But yeah, so I didn't get hurt. It was just funny to me, and we still help the farmer every now and then whenever he needs help. But he doesn't need as much help with his cows anymore because he did get a younger herding dog, which can help him out now, which is cool. It's a really cool hyperactive dog, by the way. His name is Yes, because he's like, yes, yes, let's go, yes, let's go, yes. And it's I'm a dog owner, and I've had a lot of dogs, and some that I would qualify hyperactive, but nothing that comes close to this guy. If you let him walk around without a leash on, he's gonna be running and running and running and running until you tell him to do otherwise. And he's a herding dog, so he's extremely uh, well trained. That's not how I wanted to place that. He's extremely well trained, so he will listen like in a nanosecond and always do what you tell him. So it's just funny to see it happen. He would be running around, being all hyper and stuff, and then you say, "Yes, come over here," and he's like full on in the brakes and runs towards you. It's a cool little dog, and his old dog is he's doing very well. He's not sick or anything. He's just slow and not fast enough anymore to keep up with running cows whenever they're herding in the field or anything. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And every once in a while, I go with my dad to get the milk, and still get to see the cow that rammed me against the wall. Hmm, that looks too much like it's too symmetrical, that little hole over there. So yeah, like I don't have that much experience with big animals. I've always owned large dogs, but I've cows are basically the biggest animals I've ever manhandled, I guess. And yeah, I've sat on an elephant once. Um, my when I was really young, my grandpa um, treated me and my parents to a day at the circus, and I got to sit in on the neck of an elephant with my feet behind its ears, which was really awesome. I don't know why, but the elephant felt cold to me for some reason. I don't know. I can't remember what the weather was back then, but yeah, the elephant felt kind of cold, which is kind of strange. But it's this really big gray boulder, living boulder that you're sitting on, and it's amazing. And it's got this kind of like if you're a cat owner or ever been near a cat, you know how its whiskers feel. Its whiskers are kind of rough, but you know the length of those whiskers, and those are just all over the elephant, and the elephant is just like, but they're more soft hairs. They're not as tough as a cat's whiskers, I guess. So it's pretty cool being that close to that massive of an animal. But that was a really long time ago. I was really young back then. I barely. I was that young that I barely remember the circus show. The sitting on the elephant is what left a huge impression on me, I guess. So yeah. And other big animals I've come in contact with. Hmm, don't really know. Wasn't that many, I guess. Mm, yeah, sheep and goats and stuff, but we've all met those guys. Um, horses, of course, but none of those. I've never manhandled any big animal like I did with those cows, and it's like you can pet a cow when they're standing around, and it's not that interesting. But when you need to tell them to go somewhere, it suddenly becomes this intimidating animal, which can put you on its horns and crush you into a wall if you're not lucky like me. So, yeah. Well, I think we succeeded on the part here where it looks a lot more like a ruin. The front side, yeah, it's. I think we need to get more out of that wall over there, but I'll think I'll solve that differently. And this side, it's wow, frame rate issues. I need to do something about this waterfall spreading out like this. I'm also gonna get rid of this tree right now. There we go. So why not tell me in the comment section what animals you have been in contact with, big animals, like I said on an elephant. Tell me tell me what cool animals you got to touch or sit on or have a cool experience with. I think this side is good as it is. We could make it more like a ruin, but we're in the future we'll put some vines on there and maybe some more leaves. Um, but for now, I am going to um, have a look at how long I have been recording for, and I will be right back. Okay, well, it seems that I have recorded for a little more than 19 minutes, which, yeah, from now on I think I'll make my episodes around 20 minutes long. I discussed this with a friend of mine, and he thinks 20-minute long videos are nice, and I happen to agree with him, so that's what I'm gonna do. and they're not always going to be exactly 20 minutes long, but around that, something like that. I'm going to aim for it. So, well, thank you very much for watching today, and I hope you will come back next episode. See you next time. Bye!